Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and today we are building a family home for one of my families that I also created that is up on the gallery. You can find it under Moogle Fun on the Sims gallery. Now, this is on the land Domus Familiaris. I hope I said that right. And this is actually my favorite home that I have built to date. I hope that you like it. There are a couple things that I do end up missing out when I uploaded this to the gallery. There are a couple issues like I did forget to put a mailbox in. So I was going to re-upload it, but it's such a small thing that I just kind of left it the way it was. Now, the landscaping for this, I really liked. I was really happy with it. I'm very new at building in general. I only have a couple builds up on the only had a couple builds up on the gallery at this point. And I actually used reference from a Kijiji house that I found that was in the area. Now, there obviously were a couple of different things, like there's an add-on I put on the right-hand side of the house if you're looking straight at the door. That wasn't in the original. That had all of the bedrooms in it. Because for some reason, when you try to put a real life house into a Sims house, for some reason, the objects are just too big for the house. Like, the windows are so small, but you put a couch next to it, and the couches just seem huge for some reason. So, it didn't really match. So I ended up having to put a couple extra additions to the house. But I love the whole attached garage with just a little path in between that kind of connects it. I also like those kind of homes. I also like those kind of homes that just have like the overhanging garage. It's not even an inside garage, but it's kind of like an underpass to keep your car from getting too much snow on it or protecting it from corrosion and stuff like that, which is really nice. Now, for this house, I do use quite a bit of the debug plants. Thank goodness, made it a bit more affordable. But I think it ended up looking really, really pretty at the end. I hope you feel the same way. And thankfully, I didn't have to put any fences around because this plot of land actually comes with fences on the outside. If you can see the little wooden fences on the one side and on the other. But the trees in the even just base game debug trees are really, really pretty. So I also use some of these vines. I think they're from Cottage Living. So the one thing I would like, because with the back door, you have to put a little stair there. I would love if I could put the stairs just a little bit closer so there isn't that little platform, so that when you open up the door, you just go straight down the stairs. But technically, it's kind of safer if there's a bit of a platform so you don't trip in real life. So, anyway, I do end up doing the outside of this house for quite a while, and I do struggle quite a bit with the platforms and trying to figure out how to make just a little bit of an extra opening for the staircase to the basement. I make this the sunken floor, and I struggle for quite a long time trying to get the stairs to work, and I ended up figuring out that I needed to make a couple extra, like, fix the whole room, basically, and go around and recreate some of the walls. I had to stop for a little bit, even just to look it up, and I was having such a hard time that I figured, oh no, like, I made a floor underneath the floor, and I had to go back and delete that, and it was such a struggle. I do apologize if it's a bit hard to watch. Like I said, I'm quite new at it, but like if you just saw, like, I want to put a railing here and have it see through down to the basement, but it wasn't letting me, and I was getting so frustrated. But I do end up figuring it out. The only thing is where this wall is here that goes across by the staircase, there ends up being like this random piece of, I don't know, just sticking there. If any of you know how to fix this and maybe get rid of it, please let me know, because I would love to make more homes where you could just see into the floor below, and I would really love to not have to have that little piece just hanging there. It's kind of annoying, and even if I could just make it see-through in some way, that would be awesome. I do try to change it quite a few times before just giving up on it and moving on to other things. Now, for the rest of the layout, obviously when I was looking at my reference, everything, all the rooms were a bit bigger on the inside than the outside would have you believe. So I did struggle with the placement a little bit, but then I figured I'd put kitchen off into the corner with a little open living room, dining room in the middle, and then on the right hand side I ended up putting the addition, as I'm doing now, with all of the bedrooms and a little hallway that leading up to all the bedrooms. I am starting to learn platforms a little bit. I kind of prefer them over the foundations. I don't know if you feel the same way. Anyway, I put all these closets in, and they are pretty tight. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to expand this area of the house just a little bit wider, even if it makes the addition look bigger, just because like there is some room to do that if you wanted to expand it back a little bit and to make the rooms a little bit bigger, because I do put a punching bag in the middle room for one of the sons. And he had a hard time getting to it, or he would get stuck, and it was kind of annoying. I also put some, what are they called? Snowboards. I put a snowboard underneath his bed. Now, if you want to use the bed, you'll have to take it out and put it somewhere. It's merely for decoration right now, but the bed is not usable unless you move the snowboard. So anyway, I come back to furnishing the rest of the house. I figured maybe they like tea, try to fill up this little space here with different couches, and trying to figure out where I want to put the TV and the windows. And I end up not going for blinds or drapes of any kind. I remember personally growing up and having the blinds closed all the time and not getting a lot of sunlight in, because, you know, you figure if the sun's coming in, it's warming the house a lot, and it was just really, really hot in the summer. So we ended up just keeping the blinds closed all the time, kind of being little trolls in the darkness, just, you know, hiding from the lights and having a candle lit or something, just like to save electricity and not have lights that would also cause heat just running without, you know. Anyway, so I do tend to not use blinds or curtains in my builds, but obviously you can put some in if you want. Once in a while I do put some up, but I typically don't really like to use them. I kind of like the light to just shine right through, and if I'm playing a sim and I want to play in first person and say she's at the kitchen sink and she's washing her dish or whatever, then I can personally go into first person and just look out the window and enjoy it. So it's kind of nice like that. So anyway, originally too with this house, since I was putting some different objects up, like I put a grandmother's little bread box type thing, or casserole dish, I think it was, and the bread box, and these little plates on the wall. I don't know if you grew up with these plates with designs on them that would be all over the walls. I actually have a couple that I inherited from my mother, and one of them has a lion on it. Another one has like a couple kids on it, and I don't know why we put plates on our walls as decoration, but maybe that's just a North American thing. You let me know if your parents did this or not. But anyway, when I put that up on the walls, I was originally thinking maybe I would have the kids live with their grandparents, because sometimes maybe this is like a grandparent thing and not a current thing people do where they put plates on their walls. But I decided to just kind of stick with the traditional family thing that I was going for when I go to build the family, which I usually do after I do the lot build. I'll go and build make the family after, just to see. I try to base the family off of what the house looks like afterward, and that's kind of, I don't know if maybe you guys do the opposite, but anyway, so I kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, so we're gonna go to the bathroom now, and obviously you can't get through that door, so I end up moving that to the other side just so you can use it. And there's still a couple of things that I was unsure about for that bathroom, because I did want to make it a little bit bigger, but for the space that I had, it just wasn't working. It wouldn't work very well. So here I end up changing this room into like a laundry room, or I can't remember what you would call a mud room. Yeah, there's no toilet in here or anything, because usually there's like a shower and stuff in a mud room, at least in my experience. But you can come out right outside from working on the yard if you want and just strip down and get comfortable and not have to worry about it. Anyway, so here's the garage, which I make a little bit of a platform to put the platform on level instead of one level higher like I do for the rest of the house. And I just put some debug objects here and kind of make it look like a den. I wasn't sure if I should put this brick here or what kind of windows I should put, but I think it looks okay as a garage. Another thing I think I forgot is a garbage bin for the outside. I'm so forgetful. Anyway, if you build this, there's another thing that I missed. Sorry. Anyway, so I go and I start doing the bedrooms. This is the last little bit that I have to do for the last 3 minutes of the speed build. And so I put like little things about the wall, like this calendar, for example, I find to be really funny because it's like a cop and he's, I think it's an America thing too, where the cops and firefighters, they'll pose for like calendars and stuff. And she's really into that. I was originally thinking about making the father a cop or something, but I ended up not. Anyway, so here we end up doing the son's room, and he's into sports, but he's also into comedy. And here's the punching bag that I ended up moving to the other side of the room in my own in my own playthrough, because he just couldn't use it there, which was quite annoying. And in the youngest son's room, I'm planning on making him a scout when he's a teen or a child. So I put a scout's book on his end table with a little lamp and some toys. And he doesn't really spend a lot of time in here because he is a clingy sim, so he kind of follows mom around a little bit while she does all her chores or whatever. And then after this, I believe I either do the basement, which I make into a bit of a den with a bar and some tables, little tables that you could play, like the foosball table or the ping pong table or whatever. And it's kind of nice because it's like a little guy's den, and I even move the microphone downstairs, make it on a little platform for the son to come and do his little stand-up if he wants, and everybody else can sit around and play card games or whatever. But this I thought was really cool because I make just this little area because I know base game got an update for their own hot tub, but I really do like this hot tub, so I wanted to give it like a little space to protect it from the sun, protect it from the snow, keep it a little bit warmer, and not have to worry about it freezing over. And so I put it in this little thing. It makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, richer or something, like the family has a bit more money. And then I finish it off with this little area for the chessboard, which personally I love chess. I'm fairly good at it. I'm not the best, but I was on our chess team during high school, and I won a few games. Anyway, so here's what I was talking about with the basement, and I wanted to make it look kind of like a basement, so I do end up putting those boxes in, but it's more like a den. And there's not a lot of stuff in here. It's not cluttered, kind of like the rest of the house. It's a bit more open. So hopefully maybe if you want your family to have some parties or something, they could all come down here, and then a lot of Sims will fit in this basement. But anyway, so that's it for the build. Here's some of the screenshots, and I really hope you like it. It is, like I said, my favorite build so far, of mine anyway. There's quite a few that are better. Anyway, so you have a fabulous day. Bye.